This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to an exciting night here on the Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Media Network. My name is Tim Daniel. I have been covering the Cincinnati Reds in podcast form for over 5 years of different publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And today we're talking about a Cincinnati Reds victory, a Cincinnati Reds winning streak, a Cincinnati Reds series clinching win against the very good Cleveland Guardians with a 4-1 victory tonight. If you are checking me out for the first time, thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. I am here after every single Reds game. And of course, you can check us out Monday through Friday, my good friends Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. On today's show, we're talking about the bullpen day success, how well the bullpen managed today, how they handled it so well, and how everyone did. I mean, we're going to talk about each and every guy and what they did there. Will Benson, another homer. Just the spark he's brought to this team. We're going to talk about Rece Hinds' homer as well today because that was crazy. And Austin Hays continues to be clutch for this team. What an unbelievable pickup he's been so far. And of course, I will get to as many comments as you guys have as I possibly can because I know everyone's excited tonight. I'm excited tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So we all went into today a little nervous, right? About the whole Chase Petty thing. Like, gosh, he hasn't been very good in his first two starts. And we understood basically that, it comes in out of the blue. It said that Brent Suter is going to open the game, and Chase Petty will pitch the bulk of the game, was the understanding that we had. That didn't happen. And you know what? It was okay. So the Reds went full on bullpen day today. And there's a couple things I want to talk about this for sure before we get to just big picture. But the first thing that jumps out is how many of these guys are probably going to be available tomorrow. That's pretty nice. So if you look at the guys who threw pitches for the Reds, let's see here. We've got, let me pull it over here real fast just so I make sure I got it. Why isn't it only? So Emilio Pagan threw 10 pitches, but he's thrown a couple days in a row, so you might not see him tomorrow. Tony Santillan threw 15 pitches. He pitched yesterday too, so may not see him tomorrow. But from there, Graham Ashcraft threw 14 pitches. Luis May threw 16 pitches. Congrats on your first major league win, by the way. Lyon Richardson and Brent Suter probably aren't available, but you still have May and Ashcraft likely available for tomorrow. You can probably make the case that you can go ahead and get Tony Santillan in there tomorrow as well if you want. I don't know if they will. But man, the fact that they managed to use all those guys were efficient and effective and got outs was pretty awesome. So they start with Brent Suter. He comes out 3 innings, does give up 4 hits, but is really, really good. Really good. Lyon Richardson comes in, throws 2 innings, gives up the only run, but I still thought pitched really well. Lyon Richardson as a guy that we aren't probably giving enough credit for how good he's been for this team in the role he's had to play. I've been really impressed with his season. I think that he's just managed to find a way to be part of the team and fit in, whether it's like the long reliever, but he's been really good. And, his ERA shows a 1.54 right now. And today, I know he gave up a run, but he was solid. Luis May comes out and he's unbelievable, like always, has a strikeout, gets his first big league win, hitting a hundo on a sinker. I feel like Pitch Ninja, like Luis May was built for Pitch Ninja. He was absolutely made for Pitch Ninja, the site that kind of breaks down just like incredible pitches. He was he was destined to be there on that site. Graham Ashcraft comes in, gets 2 Ks. Then you get Tony Santillan who comes in, he gives up a hit, and then Emilio Pagan comes in and gets a K for his 11th save. So they went really, really good with that. Yeah, Josh, that's a great point. He says Richardson's very much playing the Nick Martinez role from last year. I think that's a really, really great comp. But they managed to get all these guys really having efficient outs. They managed to get those guys like not throwing a ton of pitches. Like I said, Pagan's probably out tomorrow. Can't imagine he's going to pitch tomorrow 4 days in a row. Could be wrong, but don't see it happening. But the rest of the guys, besides Suter and Richardson, you can make the case are available tomorrow still when they try to go for a sweep of this thing. James Cook says Cleveland's the worst team in baseball. Actually, they're like, third in the American League in record right now, I think, in wins and losses. They're pretty awesome. Jose Ramirez is very, very good at baseball. And, I'm pretty shocked the Reds actually got the numbers they did against them. So, for how good they are, for getting Tanner Bybee in game 1 and managed to kind of make this happen, it's been great. So, especially tonight, the offense was really, I wouldn't say the offense was bad. I think John Sadek probably said it the best way. They were opportunistic. They were opportunistic with the offense today. And sometimes opportunistic is all you need. So I thought today was a really great day. The fact they managed to do this with the bullpen day, hold together, was pretty awesome. So let's kind of look at some comments real quick before we get in there. I do see your Will Benson comment. I will save that for the next segment. I have highlighted it. So I will make sure that I get to that as well, because I do think you make a really good point there. We see that, let's see, Lawrence Pennington, best thing is that the whole team is hitting and not just one guy right now. Yeah, for sure. It looks that way. William says here, the bullpen of Suter, Richardson, Ashcraft, May, Santillan, and Pagan were awesome, allowing only one run. Branch calls it a one-run game, a well-played game. I absolutely think so. And Pierre says, got a broom Guardians tomorrow. You're absolutely right. The Ohio Cup is coming back to Cincinnati, people. Let's do it. Yes, we haven't had it here in a very long time. I don't know. Doesn't it really just sit in the complex in Arizona anyway, really? But whatever. I'm just having fun. You guys are having fun. We're all having fun. So we're going to get to that as well. But guys, Will Benson has been having a lot of fun of late, wouldn't you say? So, and today really had another incredible play. So let's go ahead and talk about that right after this. Tomorrow I'm going to go down to the banks. I'm going to see some friends, hang out with some family. And I'm going to think, I'm going to go to the Reds game. What am I going to do and how am I going to get my tickets? I'm going to go to Gametime. I'm going to have my margarita condado, have a couple tacos, enjoy myself. And then I'm going to look at the tickets and say, man, these tickets at this price with about 20 minutes to go till the first pitch, I'm there. Gametime makes ticket buying fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that take the worry out of buying. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB. Make it easy to browse the app for exciting upcoming MLB games. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code Locked On MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code Locked On MLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Guys, the NBA playoffs are in full swing. Baseball's here, and the WNBA started this week, and I am loving it. And how much am I loving it? I'm loving it because I have FanDuel. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off, first pitch, and also live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have way more ways than ever to play, win, and smart big. For me, guys, I'm going a little future here for you, but I got a nice bet. If you watched the Indiana Fever this afternoon, you saw that looks like an NBA championship team. WNBA championship team, right? Well, right now they are on FanDuel. They are the plus 350 odds to win the WNBA championship. I think those are odds that you should take. Caitlin Clark and crew are in full swing, and they're ready to get going. And I feel like it's going to be easy money with the Indiana Fever this year. Are you new to FanDuel? It's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you get $200 in bonus bets. Make every minute more with FanDuel, the official betting partner of the National Basketball Association. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today on the Reds Postcast as we celebrate another great win, the third in a row for the Cincinnati Reds over the Cleveland Guardians today. And also, I want to make sure I give a shout out here real quick because Carrie mentioned it here a second ago in the chat. They had quite the crowd tonight, upper 30,000s tonight at GABP on a Saturday night. You love it. You absolutely love it. Yes, Bob, I will give you the Go Fever part, but I talked to you the other day about the whole Pacers thing. We're not talking about the Pacers here. All right. We don't like it. Mr. Juan's in the house. That's called a winning streak. Absolutely. Everyone's feeling it. We're all having fun. And I'm going to go ahead and say that where this game was won, what was the turning point today? I thought was probably the most fun play of the game, honestly.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Santiago Espinal pulling the butcher bunt today. Shows bunt and then pulls back at the last second, puts the ball in the right field, and you get TJ Friedl scoring. That was awesome. I absolutely love plays like that. And the fact that you don't see it too often, Espinal, who I know hasn't been hitting very well of late, but is just such a smart heads-up baseball player. And that was just an unreal play. And a play the Reds probably really needed to get that spark back, especially kind of pick up the momentum after the Benson home run. So want to make sure we get that in there because Santiago Espinal 100% deserves it just for the smarts and just a hell of a play. Will Benson, again, third day in a row, home run. What he's got going on, I don't know, but I love it. And for the naysayers, I know there's going to be someone in here who's going to be like, they struck out 3 times. Who cares? I don't care. You really shouldn't care. He's been really good since he came back up. This is a team that really needed an offensive spark before he came up, right? This is a team that we were coming on here every day, just like pulling our hair out. Like, what is going on with this team? Why can't they hit? Who's going to step up? Who's going to be the guy? And I don't know if this lasts. I would like to see it last for sure. I think he's really kind of been such a great guy. And I feel like this has been what they needed. And if it's going to be here for another 2 weeks, ride the hot streak until it goes away. If he takes us into Pittsburgh this early this week and takes advantage of that and gets some division wins for us, awesome. By the way, as we all know, I hate the Pirates, so I'll be cheering very hard for Will Benson to hit 17 home runs in a 3-game set against them. And he's just got this like infectious vibe. Jake says it here. I bet Will Benson is so fun to hang out with. This was actually what I was getting to, Jake. So you hit the nail on the head. His vibe in the clubhouse, his vibe, you kind of feel it. You feel it in the dugout. It just seems like the guys really respond really well to him. And I feel like for him, I'm not saying he's Ken Griffey Jr. by any means, but for him to kind of have his role change right before the game and still manage to take care of business with Gavin Lux getting scratched and him having to go and play left field, been pretty awesome. It's been really awesome. So Will Benson, if you want to hit another tomorrow, none of us will be too upset. Yeah, Josh, the moment they had during the interview with Ellie before the game, that was awesome. That was hilarious. Like this is the stuff you need with a team like this. And I know Ellie didn't have a good game by any means. I'm not worried about that. Those Cleveland dudes can pitch, man. Those dudes can flat out pitch. So they got the best of Ellie today. I can't imagine they're going to get the best of him tomorrow too, but we shall see. A couple guys we could have gone with here for the player of the game, but I felt like it was kind of a toss up, but I did end up deciding on one.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I felt like it only made sense to go with Brent Suter here, just for his 3 innings to start the game and kind of set the tone. He's really kind of become, someone called him earlier, I'm so sorry, there's been so many comments. Someone called him earlier a Swiss Army knife. And I think that's a really great way to describe him because he's been just that for them. I love that they can figure out a way that they can kind of get things going. But for him, for Brent Suter to be in there, I'll take it. So love it. Absolutely love it. He's going to be a big part of this team. He's pitched really good all year. We haven't talked about him much either. Him and Lyon Richardson, I feel like both are guys we need to really talk about. So we'll go ahead and move on from there. And let's talk about Austin Hayes. I feel like Austin Hayes once again needs some love. Today, again, opportunistic offense. We're not in here talking about, a team that scored 9 runs by any means. But we talked about the Benson home run. We didn't talk about the Rece Hinds home run, by the way. That was insane. That was pretty wild. Straight center, 423, 109 miles an hour off the batter's eye. Absolutely love it. But Austin Hayes today, it's 2-1. They're still trying to kind of get some separation here. Forgive me, I had a frog in my throat. I was so excited the Reds won today. And he manages to put a double into center field, and it scores, it brings a runner in, brings Espinal in. And then on the throw, advances to third base. So that was pretty awesome. For him, just kind of seeing him consistently have these numbers for the team. So Austin Hayes now has 5 doubles. This team goes where he goes, it feels like, offensively right now. And I cannot wait to see what else he brings in. This is a game that didn't have Gavin Lux. This is a game that they're battling a lot of injuries. Noelvi Marte is out. Santiago Espinal has to step in and play a lot of third base. Austin Hayes comes back and sets the tone, gets him going. He is the conductor, as Joshua Tucker says here. Absolutely love it. And gets that big hit, making it the big separation point. And then, of course, Rece Hinds takes care of business with that nice home run to make it 4-1. So excellent day at the ballpark as the Reds now have 2 wins against the Cleveland Guardians, and tomorrow go for the sweep. Today they are victors 4-1 over the Guardians. The Cincinnati Reds today 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. The Cleveland Guardians 1 run on 8 hits, 1 error. Your winning pitcher for the first time in his career, Luis May. Your losing pitcher in his Cleveland Guardians debut is Slay Ciccone. He is now 0-1. And getting the save for the 11th time this year is Emilio Pagan. And tomorrow afternoon, the Red Legs go for the sweep of the Cleveland Guardians at Great American Ballpark. Cincinnati Reds will have to be sending Andrew Abbott to the hill. He's 2-0 with a 2.10 ERA. He'll be going against Luis L. Ortiz of the Guardians, who is 2-4 with a 4.78 ERA. First pitch of that game is at 1:40. I'm kind of thinking I might go. I'm really debating it. So if I do, I'll make sure to put a note out to say the episode will be a little later. But if I don't, you'll probably see me about 4:35-ish for sure. But everyone, I'm so excited to have a nice Reds win. I'm Tim Daniel. Thank you all so much. I cannot wait to hopefully tomorrow bring a broom with me to the show. But be sure, as always, to check us out on your podcast app of choice behind no paywalls. And we will always be there for you, myself, Jeff, and Steve. Everyone have a good one. I will talk to you soon.